Hello, my beautiful and magnificent Leo souls. Welcome back to Cosmic Wisdom, your sacred space for remembering the brilliant truth of who you are. I am your guide, and if you have found your way to this message at this very moment, I want you to feel deep within the radiant core of your being that this is a divine appointment. Pause with me just for a moment before we journey further. Find a quiet space where you can truly be present. Take a deep, intentional breath in, filling your lungs with golden, sun-kissed light. Hold it for a count of 3, feeling the power and courage gathering in your heart center. And then exhale, slowly releasing every shadow of doubt, every whisper of not enough, every memory of being told you were too much. Let your shoulders relax. Let your magnificent heart, that sovereign throne of your soul, open to receive. The universe has orchestrated this moment, a sacred intersection between your spirit and the truth that is about to be spoken directly to you. My dear Leo, a blessing of such profound significance is making its way to you now, and I must tell you, it is so much bigger than money. This is not just about a check arriving in the mail or a number appearing in your bank account. This is about confirmation, divine confirmation that the cosmos has not forgotten your generosity, that the heavens have not been blind to your courage, that every silent battle you fought to keep your inner flame alive is finally being answered with a tidal wave of grace. You did not stumble upon this message by accident. Radiant One, you were guided here, called here by name, because your destiny is ready to be unveiled. What is arriving is not merely provision, it is your prophecy. It is the undeniable soul-shaking signal that every time you chose love over fear, every time you gave from your heart when it was breaking, every time you stood in your truth, even when your knees were trembling, was not in vain. This grand blessing, this big check we speak of, is not a piece of paper. It is a spiritual decree, a royal inheritance with your name inscribed upon it in starlight. And if you can feel the truth of that resonating in your spirit, even as a faint hum, I want you to honor that feeling. Haven't you always known, magnificent Leo, that your path was different, more radiant, yes, but also lonelier at times? You were not crafted for the well-trodden road, for the safety of the shadows. You were forged in the heart of a star, refined in the fires of passion, and your spirit was designed to lead, to shine, to illuminate. Your soul is not ordinary, my beautiful friend. It is sovereign. It is courageous. It is a beacon. And that is precisely why what is coming to you now is not just a reward, it is your coronation. Now, before we dive deeper into the sacred energies of this time, if you feel this resonance in your soul, if you feel that this message was meant for you, I invite you to make a sacred declaration with me. Go to the comments below, and as an act of powerful intention, write, "I'm ready to receive the universe's blessings with my loved ones." This is more than just a comment. It is an energetic seal, an agreement you make with your higher self and with the universe that you are open and ready to receive. And if you have not yet joined our beautiful family of souls, please subscribe to Cosmic Wisdom. It is a way of saying yes to your continued journey of awakening, and it ensures you will always have a sanctuary to return to. Let's be honest with each other, shall we? You have walked through seasons that felt like a long, starless night. Seasons where your boundless generosity was mistaken for a weakness, where your fierce loyalty was met with betrayal, and where your spirit felt stretched to the very edge of its own light. You, the radiant sun, have known the chills of the eclipse, but you never allowed your fire to be extinguished. You kept giving. You kept loving. You kept believing in the dawn, even with a heart that was heavy and hands that felt empty. And now, my dear Leo, The time has come for a divine reversal. This is the sacred moment where the cosmic harvest from seeds you forgot you even planted finally gloriously breaks through the soil. This is the profound shift from wondering, when will they finally see me, to knowing with unshakable certainty, my time to be seen is now, for I finally see myself. And if no one has told you this lately, let my voice be the one that sinks into your soul. You deserve everything that is coming to you. You are not just ready for it, you were born for it. Here at Cosmic Wisdom, we don't just talk about blessings, we become a living vessel for them. We don't chase the future, we align with its sacred, inevitable flow. And as a soul who has walked this path, holding space for the wisdom of the stars, the cards, and the divine energies that weave through all things, I tell you, with every ounce of my being, this is not hype. This is your divine timing. Stay with me on this journey until the very end, because the truths the universe is poised to reveal will not only stir your heart, they will confirm everything your soul has been whispering to you in the quiet moments. This is not just another reading. This is your moment of divine recognition. Let us step into this sacred light together. When a brilliant full moon illuminates your second house, the celestial realm that governs not just your earned income, but your inherent worth, your core values, and your very sense of self-esteem, something truly magical begins to stir. But let's be clear, beautiful soul, this is not just about your finances. It's about the universe holding up a magnificent shimmering mirror to your soul and asking, do you see now? Do you see the priceless treasure that you are? The second house is the garden of your inner value. It doesn't just respond to your bank balance. It responds to the vibration of your self-worth. It whispers to the deepest part of you. Do you believe you are worthy of a life of joy, of ease, of abundance? Do you believe your unique creative gifts are worthy of royal compensation? And under the pure revealing light of a full moon, these questions can no longer be ignored. Lunar energy does not hide, it illuminates. And for a soul as radiant as yours, Leo, it transforms. It doesn't ask politely for you to step into your power. It builds you a stage, turns on the spotlight, and demands you take your rightful place. So if you have been undervaluing your incredible talents, if you have been dimming your own magnificent light to make others feel more comfortable, this cosmic alignment is the divine intervention you have been praying for. It is here to shatter that old pattern into a million pieces of stardust. Now let us add another layer of cosmic magic. With the great awakener Uranus moving retrograde and influencing this very same area of your chart, the energy becomes electric, unpredictable, and breathtakingly disruptive in the most beautiful way. Uranus, my friends, is the planet of divine surprise. It never moves backward to punish. It reverses its course to reveal hidden pathways to liberation. During this powerful transit, you may find that out-of-the-blue opportunities, unexpected payments, or divinely orchestrated detours appear as if from nowhere. What seems like a random coincidence is actually a divinely rerouted miracle. The project you thought was forgotten suddenly gets the green light. The creative skill you've been nurturing in private suddenly becomes your most profitable venture. The person from your past who reappears with a golden opportunity. The message from the cosmos is crystal clear. Dear Leo, stop trying to control the how. Release the need to map out every single step. Your only task right now is to prepare your heart for its arrival. What is truly meant for you has already been dispatched from the heavens, and it is on a collision course with your reality. But it will likely not arrive in the way you expected. And isn't that the beauty of a true miracle? it surprises you into a state of absolute surrender and awe. The sacred wisdom of the tarot reflects this celestial energy with breathtaking clarity. Imagine we draw a card for you now, and the glorious Ace of Pentacles appears. This is not just a card about money, Leo. It is the universe handing you a single golden seed. It is the seed of a tangible, grounded, and prosperous new beginning. It represents wealth, yes, but more profoundly, it is the universe confirming that all of your inner work, the healing, the self-love, the quiet cultivation of your gifts is now ready to bear magnificent fruit in the outer world. This card appears when your spiritual alignment finally meets your practical readiness. It is the sacred moment where your unwavering faith graduates into undeniable evidence. And then imagine right next to it, we see the star. Oh, my beautiful soul. The star is one of the most healing, hopeful, and divinely guided cards in the entire deck. Its appearance is a love letter from the universe itself. After a period of darkness, of confusion, or of feeling like your light was lost, the star appears to say, your prayers have been heard. Your spirit is being replenished. All the light, all the hope, all the love you so generously poured out into the world is now returning to you multiplied 1,000-fold. If you have ever felt depleted, as if you gave away all your sunshine and were left in the cold, these two cards together are an unbreakable promise from the divine. Restoration is not just coming as a feeling, it is coming as a concrete, visible, life-altering shift. But here, my friend, is where we go deeper. This cosmic moment is not just about finances. It is about your willingness to finally let abundance mirror back to you the parts of yourself that are ready to be crowned. You see, sometimes the reason we unconsciously block prosperity isn't because we don't desire it. It is because deep down, we have been conditioned to believe that we are not allowed to have it without struggle, without guilt, or without earning it to the point of exhaustion. This entire cosmic alignment in the stars and in the cards is here to completely rewrite that false belief. It is here to remind you, radiant Leo, that you are not only allowed to thrive, you were designed to. It is here to teach you that healing doesn't have to hurt, that joy is not a reward you receive after suffering, but a divine birthright you return to when you realign with your sovereign worth. And perhaps that is the truest miracle of all. It is not just that a financial door swings open, but that a psychological one does too. The miracle is that you no longer shrink when someone offers you a compliment, that you no longer deflect a blessing because it feels too good to be true. The miracle is that you finally, with your whole heart, say yes, not just to the check, but to the magnificent, radiant, and unapologetically brilliant version of you that is no longer afraid to receive it. If you feel that in your bones, Leo, then this is your portal, and it is already wide open. They say that blessings sometimes arrive in envelopes, but Leo, yours is arriving encoded in pure, radiant energy. It is stamped not with ink, but with the indelible mark of your own endurance and courage. What we are calling a check is not a mere metaphor for money. It is a powerful symbol of release. Imagine for a moment an invisible energetic ledger kept by the cosmos. On this ledger, every single act of faith you have ever demonstrated has been recorded. Every time you chose to lead with your heart, every unseen sacrifice you made for another, every single time you gave warmth when you yourself felt cold, all of it has been recorded as an energetic credit. This check is the moment that invisible ledger is cleared. It is the moment when all those energetic credits are returned to you, multiplied beyond your wildest imaginings. This is not simply financial repayment. This is profound, energetic recognition. And when an inheritance of this magnitude arrives, it doesn't just impact your bank account. It recalibrates your entire sense of self. It whispers to the deepest part of your soul, you were never unseen. You were never forgotten. Your heart's generosity was being recorded in the currency of the cosmos, and now it is time for the divine release. In the symbolic and sacred language of the universe, money is never just money. It is a physical manifestation of energy. It is a reflection of value, not only the value of what we do, but more importantly, the value we believe we possess. And that, my dear Leo, is where the true transformation begins. Because the truth is, so many of us, even the most radiant lions, were taught to believe that receiving comes with a catch, that ease must be earned through hardship, or that shining too brightly will inevitably invite criticism. And yet here you are, standing on the precipice of a divine transaction that defies all of those old, tired stories. This royal inheritance is not coming because you begged for it. It is coming because you became an energetic match for it. You kept your heart open when it would have been easier to shut it down. You loved through betrayal. You held on to your faith in the long seasons of silence. It is that magnificent, unwavering frequency of your heart that has triggered this cosmic release. The universe is now honoring the vibrational receipt, the undeniable evidence of a soul who refused to let the world dim its light. When we speak of the pure ink of heaven, we are speaking of a spiritual coding, the unique energetic signature that makes this blessing undeniably yours. No one else can claim it. No one can intercept it. It is not tied to your hustle or your struggle. It has been permanently aligned with the frequency of your heart. That is why, when it finally manifests, it will feel both miraculous and completely natural. You will feel it not just in your hands, but in your breath. You will feel a release in your nervous system, a profound sense of inner peace, because this is a recalibration of the story you have been living. You are moving from, I hope something good happens, to this goodness was always destined for me. Numerology confirms this deeper spiritual layer. If you have been seeing the number sequence 707 repeatedly during this time, know that this is more than just angelic reassurance. It is a cosmic code. It signals the completion of a long and arduous karmic chapter and the grand initiation of a brand new soul cycle. When you see this number, write it down. When you feel its energy, speak it aloud. When you believe its promise, declare it, I accept my new soul cycle. 777. That is not just a passing thought. It is a seal. It is an energetic contract you are signing with faith, not with paper and pen, but with the unshakable certainty of your sovereign spirit. You are no longer negotiating for your worth, Leo. You are walking in it. You are embodying it. There is such deep healing in this kind of energetic shift, and it extends far beyond your own financial recovery. It touches your lineage. It has the power to clear inherited patterns of scarcity and self-doubt, the kind that are passed down through generations in silence, in shame, and in the belief that life must be a struggle. You are not just receiving for yourself, magnificent soul. You are receiving for every ancestor who dreamed of a life they could not have. You are becoming the point of restoration in your bloodline, and that in and of itself makes this inheritance sacred. So when it lands, whether it looks like an unexpected sum of money, a dream job offer, a creative project that suddenly takes off, or simply a profound energetic upgrade in your life, honor it. Let it affirm what your brave heart has always known in its quietest moments. Your sacrifices were never wasted. They were seeds, and now your majestic harvest is here. When we speak of healing, especially within the courageous journey of a Leo soul, we are not talking about something small or temporary. We are talking about a soul-level restoration that often comes after you have survived emotional earthquakes. This isn't the kind of healing that can be achieved with a simple bandage. It is the kind that arrives after years of holding tension in your body, of carrying the grief of others in your heart, and of maintaining a brave face for the world. A Leo soul does not skim the surface of life. You dive into it with your entire being. And now, the universe is finally reaching just as deep to return to you everything you thought you had lost. But this divine return doesn't arrive with a loud fanfare or a crashing cymbal. It arrives in peace. It arrives in the quiet, profound feeling of safety that allows you to finally, truly breathe again. In energetic terms, the arrival of true abundance is never just about money. It is the clearest signal that your entire energy field has shifted into a state of reception rather than resistance. Most people do not even realize how often they unconsciously block the good things that are trying to come to them. And often, it is not out of a fear of lack, but out of a fear of being truly seen, a fear of being chosen, a fear of being asked to hold a blessing so big they were never taught how to receive it. This is especially true for powerful souls like you, Leo, who may carry the emotional imprint of being misunderstood. When you have been wired to believe that your light is too much for others, it can feel threatening to imagine receiving a blessing that makes you shine even brighter. That is why this period of healing is so essential, before the miracle fully lands, so that when it comes, you do not unconsciously sabotage it. And in your case, Leo, what is being healed goes far beyond material stress. We are talking about healing the deep-seated fear of being abandoned if you shine too brightly, healing the fear of being envied or punished for wanting a magnificent life, healing the false belief that you must work yourself to the bone just to deserve a single moment of pure, unadulterated joy. This is the sacred layer where your nervous system finally begins to recalibrate. It is the point where your body no longer flinches when something wonderful is on the horizon. It is the kind of profound restoration that makes you feel whole again, even before all the external pieces have fallen into place. Energetically, this healing is often supported by specific color frequencies, and in this cycle, 3 are particularly active for you. The golden frequency, represented by tones of gold, brass, and sunlight, draws prosperity directly to you and calls your most radiant future forward. The royal violet frequency heightens your intuitive connection to your higher self, lifting your perspective so you can see your life through the eyes of sovereignty, not through the lens of past pain. And the ruby red frequency, the color of your courageous heart, protects your aura, anchors your passion in strength rather than fear, and reminds you of your infinite capacity to love. These are not just colors, my friends, they are vibrational keys. Your soul remembers them. You can work with them by wearing these colors, visualizing them surrounding you in a protective light, or bringing them into your home. In the language of astrology, this kind of deep internal healing often follows a long, challenging transit, perhaps a Saturn return that tested your foundations, or a Pluto square that demanded you transform. But what always comes after the test is clarity. A new frequency is born from the ashes. And right now, you are standing at the sacred intersection of completion and rebirth. Not because you rushed the process, but because you endured it. And even if you didn't have the words for what you were going through, your soul knew, and it stayed true. That is what is being rewarded now. So as you begin to witness breakthroughs in the most unexpected places, financially, emotionally, creatively, Let your response be one of profound gentleness with yourself. Do not rush to explain it away. Do not overthink whether you deserve it. Just receive it. Let yourself soften into the blessing and let that blessing lovingly rewrite the story of what you believe is possible for your life. And if you feel called, share in the comments one thing you feel is ready to be healed within you. Speak it. Writing it down is an act of alchemical release. And when you do, you give silent permission to hundreds of other souls in this community to heal as well. This is how we shift the frequency, not just for you, but for the entire collective field of light around you. When it comes to receiving miracles, my dear Leo, there is a profound truth that is often overlooked. The universe does not operate by force, it operates by frequency. It does not respond to desperation, to doubt, or to the clenched fist of control. It responds to resonance. It responds to alignment. And in this powerful moment, your ability to receive what has already been promised to you does not depend on working harder. It depends on softening into belief. That is the true essence of the law of attraction, not as a trendy catchphrase, but as an eternal, vibrational truth. You do not have to prove yourself to be ready. You simply have to become available energetically, emotionally, and spiritually for what is already on its way to you. The inheritance, the blessing, the breakthrough you seek is not waiting for you to earn it. It is waiting for you to finally trust that you have always been worthy of it. This is where the inner shift becomes infinitely more important than any external strategy. You can hustle, you can overplan, you can try to micromanage every detail, but if your inner state, your dominant vibration, is rooted in scarcity or fear, you are essentially tuning your radio to the wrong station. The frequency of fear will always repel what the frequency of love is trying to bring you. So let us change the frequency together. Not with pressure, but with presence. Start with gratitude, but not a performative gratitude, not a checklist of things you think you should be grateful for. I am talking about the kind of gratitude that wells up quietly from your heart when you pause and realize how far you have already come. The fact that you have survived things that you once thought might break you. The miracle that you are here right now, breathing, sensing, and growing in spite of it all. That is where your frequency begins to shift. Gratitude is not a spiritual chore. It is a daily doorway into the kingdom of abundance. When you begin each morning by naming 3 things you are truly grateful for, before your phone, before your to-do list, before the noise of the world rushes in, you anchor your energy in wealth. And when you write them down, you give tangible form to the invisible. You send a clear signal to the universe. I am aware. I am awake. I am joyfully willing to receive more. Visualization then becomes your sacred tool, not to escape your reality, but to prepare your entire being to hold the reality that is coming. Close your eyes and picture yourself receiving this inheritance. Feel the warmth of success in your chest. See your name on a document that changes your life. Imagine the freedom, the joy, the relief. Hear yourself sharing the good news with someone you love. What will you do first? Who will you bless with your newfound abundance? What creative dream will you finally fund? This is not a childish fantasy, Leo. This is a vibrational rehearsal. You are training your frequency to say a powerful yes to your dreams instead of silently flinching away from them. And the more vividly and emotionally you engage in this practice, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind, which does not know the difference between what is vividly imagined and what is physically real. This is why daily affirmations, when spoken with true feeling, can shift your reality faster than logic ever could. When you look at yourself in the mirror and declare 3 times with the full power of your heart, "My divine inheritance is already mine," or "I joyfully accept the abundance that is on its way to me," you are not lying to yourself. You are courageously reprogramming the old fear that told you to wait your turn. You are choosing to enter into a new sacred agreement with life, one where you are a powerful co-creator, not a desperate chaser. One where you magnetize rather than beg. One where your grandest desires do not have to be apologized for, but are simply honored as the sacred language of your soul. That is what makes this moment so incredibly powerful. The miracle does not just come to those who need it, it comes to those who prepare a throne for it in their hearts, not with fear, but with faith. And when your vibration rises to meet the miracle rushes to find you. So I invite you right now to write down in a journal, or even in the comments below, what you will do first when this inheritance arrives. Be specific, name it, declare it. The universe is listening. And more importantly, your own magnificent spirit is listening too. Let this be your signal that you are no longer waiting, you are welcoming. As we reach this point in our sacred journey together, Leo, something profound begins to shift. It is no longer just happening around you, it is happening within you. All the inner work, the resilience, the quiet surrender you have held onto through the long seasons of uncertainty, it all now begins to crystallize into tangible form. And yet what is truly arriving is not just a check, a deposit, or a financial change. What is truly arriving is a new lens through which to see your life, a new way of understanding your worth, your power, and your purpose. This is the sacred moment where your story moves from one of survival to one of glorious embodiment. It is the moment where the struggle no longer defines you, and the past no longer holds your royal voice hostage. This is not just a new chapter, beautiful soul. This is an entirely new sacred text, one where you are no longer a background character in your own life, but the celebrated author, the powerful narrator, and the wise and benevolent guide. The energy of this shift can feel subtle at first. It might come as a quieter mind in the morning, a deeper, more centered breath before you speak, a pause where you once would have rushed in to please others. But over time, these small sacred awakenings will become the very fabric of your new reality, a life where you truly live rather than merely endure, where you lead with grace rather than explaining yourself, where you create from joy rather than coping with stress. It is a subtle yet unshakable form of power, the kind that does not need to announce itself with a roar because it is rooted in the quiet, profound certainty of embodiment. This is the return of your spiritual authority, not the kind that seeks to dominate others, but the kind that naturally, effortlessly lights a path for them to follow. What is so magnificent about your journey is that it does not end with your own healing. It evolves into your offering. The parts of you that once felt wounded or disqualified by pain now become the very tools through which you guide others back to their own light. You become the living mirror for someone else's awakening. Your story becomes the voice that says to another struggling soul, "I have been where you are, and you are not alone. Look, the dawn is coming." This is legacy energy, my friend, and a true legacy never begins with wealth. It begins with transformation. That is why this moment is not just financial, it is foundational. It is redefining what you are here to build, how you show up in the world, and what you are no longer willing to tolerate in your life. Your old self-imposed limits no longer apply because your new sovereign identity simply will not fit inside them. Astrologically, this often aligns with a powerful nodal shift, a soul-level redirection onto your highest path of destiny. It is the moment your internal GPS stops recalculating and starts moving forward with divine purpose. You are no longer circling the same old patterns. You are anchoring into a new and glorious purpose. And what makes this season so sacred is that you do not have to strive for it. You just have to trust it. Trust that what is unfolding is not a reward for your perfection, but a divine response to your persistence. Trust that you have been prepared, that you have been refined through fire for a reason. And now that glorious reason is finally revealing itself. There will be moments even in this brilliant new beginning where the whispers of old doubt try to creep back in. That is okay, you are still rewiring decades of old programming. But the fact that you can now recognize those thoughts as mere echoes of the past rather than the truth of your present means the shift has already taken place. This is not about pretending you have it all figured out. It is about honoring how incredibly far you have come and allowing that to be more than enough for today. So pause with me one last time. Ask yourself, what part of me already knows that I am different now? What part of my soul senses that the old version of me would not even recognize the strength and radiance I carry today? If even a tiny flicker of that awareness lives within you, honor it. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Declare it. Because every time you affirm it, you anchor it more deeply into your reality. And if you feel called, I invite you to share one single sentence in the comments, a declaration of the new sovereign version of you that is already here. Something as simple as I am no longer surviving. I am reigning. Let this be the way you welcome the magnificent life you were always born to write. If you have journeyed with me this far, then I believe with all my heart that something in this transmission was meant specifically for your soul. And perhaps that is the quiet confirmation you didn't even know you were waiting for. This inheritance, this blessing, this breakthrough that is heading your way, it is not a test to see if you are finally ready. It is a reflection of the glorious truth that you have already become the person who can hold it with grace and wisdom. It is not a prize for those who perform the best. It is an eternal promise to those whose hearts endure. And that magnificent Leo includes you. You did not come this far only to come this far. You came this far to rise, to expand, to receive in a way that does not just change your day, but rewrites the story of who you are for all time. The choice to step into this new reality with courage and intention belongs to you. Perhaps this message is that sacred pause between chapters where you get to ask yourself, am I ready to live differently now? Am I willing to release the part of me that waited for permission just to finally say yes to what was always mine? You do not need more signs, beautiful soul. You need deeper trust. Trust in the divine timing. Trust in your inherent worth. And trust in the cosmic law that what is meant for you will never skip over a faithful heart. It simply circles back when that heart is finally aligned and ready to receive. Take one final deep breath with me. Feel that truth land in your body and ask yourself gently what it would look like to fully receive this blessing. How would you walk differently tomorrow if you believed without a single doubt that your divine inheritance is already on its way, that you are not behind, that you are not late, and that you are in fact standing in the exact sacred spot the universe needed you to be for this message to find you? And when it did, you listened. If this message has spoken to the depths of your soul, I invite you to anchor this powerful energy by making one final declaration. Go to the comments and write, I step into my new chapter of sovereignty, 777. That is not just a number. It is a frequency, a portal, a bold and beautiful statement to your own soul that you are ready, not someday, not later, but right now. And if you have found this time with me to be meaningful, I want to thank you from the very depths of my spirit for being here. Every comment, every moment you spend in this sacred space adds to a collective field of faith healing and transformation. You are a vital part of that. Your light contributes to that. And I am so deeply honored that Cosmic Wisdom is a part of your sacred path. Do not let this be just another video you watch. Let it be a turning point. Let it be the definitive reminder that you were never forgotten, that the seeds of your generous heart have not been wasted, and that your breakthrough was always going to arrive, but only when you were finally ready to recognize that it had your name written on it from the very beginning. Let this be the day you remember that you are not here by chance. You are chosen, you are guided, and you are already becoming the answer to the prayers you once whispered in the dark. Go forth and be brilliant.